Land, a word that when mentioned, everyone stops to listen. As a constitutional commission, the National Land Commission has a perpetual life with an array of mandates granted by law. For effective delivery on these mandates and in line with the Vision 2030 and the Big Four agenda, the Commission created and operationalized directorates and units. The Public Land Information Management is one of these units, assisting the Commission to develop and maintain an effective public land information management system at both the national and county levels.
To ensure that land records are digitalized, to ensure that public land information systems are put into digital form.
Towards the land reform, the Commission embarked on streamlining public land management by developing a system to manage public land and an inventory showing all public land in Kenya.
From July 2013, we put up a notice to ask all government agencies, all public agencies, to supply to us details of the parcels of land they own.
These changes will contribute to bringing land services closer to members of the public through online access. This will require citizens to log into the system and submit the application, which will be processed through the system.
But if you go the digital way, even the court can access. When you go to court, the first thing they require is records.
The system will enable the citizens to track the progress of the applications online. They will also receive notifications and any communication regarding the application via SMS and/or through email. It also provides a platform for inquiry on land matters. In addition, the system will help unlock potential in land sector through timely dissemination of information. It will improve image and perception of the government and public land stakeholders as it plugs into the One Source of Truth initiative of the government.
With this data, it will be very easy for members of the public to know that this is private, this is public, and this is community land. And that is where the Commission is headed with the help of other stakeholders. And also for people who would like to be allocated or allotted land for purposes of also investments, locals, for instance, land allocation in certain areas. The application process will be very easy because you'll know the location where the land is and the amount of land that you want and if it's available.
Public Land Inventory, PLI, captures all public land information held by public institutions. The Commission maintains a database of all public land and encourages institutions to share data on public land. As the custodian of the inventory, the Commission will manage the access of land information through National Land Commission portal.
What happens at county level now is done at county level. What comes to headquarters is probably for purposes of advisory, to advise the counties on what to do. So we have strengthened the counties when it comes to land management. Most people don't have to travel to Nairobi for their services to be handled. The National Land Commission at the counties has helped a lot of people. I don't see a lot of traffic nowadays at Harvey House.
To facilitate data entry into the inventory, the Commission developed National Land Information Management System standards and guidelines which were gazetted in August 2016. In addition, the Commission has established Geographic Information System Laboratory and Data Center, automated workflow for land administration and land valuation.
We have data from four organizations, 4 agencies. We have data from Kenya Wildlife Service, data from Kenya Forest Service, data from the Kenya Roads Board, and we also have data from Kenya Railways, especially the SGR component. So that data is already in our system and it's live data.
In the past, much has been done on digitization of land by Ministry in charge of land to enable Kenyan perform land transaction faster and easier. The inventory contributes to this milestone by making citizens aware of location of public land, reducing chances of public land grabbing. Being a problem-solving necessity, Kenyans should embrace the system and make good use of it.
The rest of the world has something they call National Spatial Data Infrastructure. We in Kenya have initiated the process of having a Kenyan National Spatial Data Infrastructure. We are very way behind, very much behind in putting all that information together. And the challenges that the Commission has is to access that information and to do what is said in the mandate of the Commission to do, that we could do. And we will request everybody, every institution, every levels of government to avail us that information so that we can assist them in processing the data for whatever purposes that they were meant for when they were collected.
The Public Land Information System has been secured with different security features guided by the Commission's ICT policy that guarantee all data is safe and privacy is protected.
We have developed systems, that is computing infrastructure, where we have the data center, and in the data center we have servers and networking infrastructure, and also the firewall. All these are used by the Commission to store their data and also backing up what we have already developed. We have the biometrics and we have the fire suppressions in our data centers. In the logical security, we have the databases, which have several levels of security, which are already deployed, and we have the firewall, which also as a means of making sure that our systems are not attacked.
The county governments, Kenya Forest Service and the Kenya Wildlife Service are some of the beneficiaries and users of the public land inventory.
KWS is mandated to protect, manage and conserve wildlife within the Republic of Kenya. We are managing them within the national parks, reserves, sanctuaries, which cover about approximately 8% of the land mass in the country.
The public land inventory will help the government conduct natural resource management, particularly in the management of wildlife conservation. We see the inventory enabling us to work with county governments when we are planning for wildlife dispersal areas and wildlife corridors.
It will reduce room for corruption, because human-to-human contact will be minimized.
Land information system will revolutionize the whole land sector.
Anything is the best way to go nowadays. You cannot do it without it, because you can work, you don't need to go to the Lands Office to do a search, you don't go to the county surveyor to do a service, so that's the best way to go.
We urge other government institutions to provide information on land for the seamless implementation of government projects. We also urge them to provide information so that government projects integrate the benefits of development and of natural resource management.
The land management information system that is coming in is very crucial for our county. It's coming at the right time. We welcome the program, and we are going to facilitate and work with the county coordination office for the National Commission so that we can be able to deliver that.
We have done more than expected, given the circumstances we are in. First of all, our funding is very, very low. We have never been given more than 24%, more than 30% of our budget. Our budget is normally 7 billion, 8 billion. Over the last 5 years, the highest we have been given is 2 billion. So operations are very, very limited.
We urge Parliament and the National Treasury at least to increase the budgetary allocation towards the Commission, and especially towards PLIMS, because that will turn around the issue of land management in this country.
In conclusion, this system and inventory provides public land management solution that requires all Kenyans and institutions to make good use of, thus facilitating efficient public land transactions while supporting the government digitization agenda.